Hi everyone, this is Lori from happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this sweet little owl, this little snowy owl ornament. And this was a lot of fun to make, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'll take you step by step through the whole process. And stay with me, because next week we will be having a different kind of video. It's not an ornament, but it's going to be very beautiful, and I think that you will love it. So stay tuned, and I'll show you how I put this little guy together, and this is what it looks like on the back. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to briefly show you how to put together your base. I'm not going to go into the detail that I went into the last time, because it's fairly simple. I did this with the angel ornament that I made a couple of videos back. Okay, so I used my same oval dies here. I do have a Cuttlebug. If you don't have a cutting machine like this, don't worry about it. You can still use other things, such as you can use the wood circle pieces, a larger one and then a smaller one, or you can use your circle punches if you have a set of those. Okay, so there's lots of options. I don't want you to think because you don't have exactly what I have that you can't make it. Okay, so the first thing I did was I made my base, and I used, of course, the largest out of these oval dies, and I do have a link to where I purchased these on my blog at happybirdsglitternest.blogspot.com. Just look for a picture of this video. Once my page opens up, you have to scroll down past all my free pattern links, and when you see this project, it'll be right there. Okay, so what I did was I took I made two of these metallic gold ovals. Okay, and I used Hobby Lobby's metallic foil paper, and you'll find this in the Paper Studio section where all of the paper packs are. Now I'm posting this video on Friday, so the ad should change on Sunday, and I'll just bet that the Paper Studio paper will be on sale again for 40% off. I'm pretty good at predicting when they're going to have certain sales. So now for the middle part of this, because this will be the outside, the back and the front. For the middle part, you have a couple of options. You can use some 80-pound cardstock at Hobby Lobby. In the paper packs, they have like a tan or a light brown. I wouldn't use white, because since the outside of this is not white, I think if you turned it to the side like this, it would really show, and it might even show from the front. Okay, so you want like a tan, something that'll blend in. Now, if you use the 80-pound cardstock for the insides of this, you'll probably need about 3 or 4 ovals glued together. Okay, and then you're going to need to glue this, of course, on the front and the back. Now, instead of using the 80-pound tan colored cardstock, I cut out 2 ovals from this notepad that I found at the Dollar Tree. Now, I already took the cardboard out, but there's 3 pieces of these cardboard. Okay, and each paper pad, the cardboard in it, since there's 3 of them, will make 3 ornaments. Okay, but so what I did was I just took my Fabri-Tac, and I was being pretty careful around the edges. Okay, and you only have a limited amount of time to make sure those are straight. So before you press them down, you know, just kind of hover a little bit like this and make sure they're straight first, because once you press it down, you have seconds to get it straight, okay? Now, if it's just a tiny bit over, don't worry about that. We can sand that down. So you're going to glue these together with the Fabri-Tac, and then of course the gold you're going to put on the front and the back. Now be very careful when you're using your Fabri-Tac gluing this down, because if you have any glue in your fingers and you get it on the gold foil, that's it. You can't rub it off. There's no way of rubbing it off, rolling it off, without making it look like a mess, okay? So make sure your fingers are clean, all right, as you're doing this. So what I did was, once I had everything glued down, I put a book on it with some weight to it, and I allowed it to dry. And then I just took this Dollar Tree sanding block from the hardware section, and it has different grits of sandpaper, okay, all over. And so I used the finer grit right here, and I just gently did this all the way around, and it did even everything up and made it look so nice, okay? And I just let it dry overnight, and it became stiffer, as you can tell, all right? And so then I took, for the second piece, right here, I cut out one piece from a smaller oval. Let's see, was it now? It was this size. Yeah, it was that size. Sorry, I'm making such a mess here of my ovals. Okay, so I cut out one piece here in this sparkly paper that I've showed you before, that I've used with other ornaments, and this is from Walmart. This is the Pen and Gear, and this is the diamond print white glitter cardstock, and it's shed free, and you can actually print on this if you have an inkjet printer, and it's really nice, okay? Now I would suggest, as it's closer to Christmas, to pick this up, because once the holidays hit, sometimes they sell out, and then they have to restock, then they sell out, and then they restock, because this is pretty popular. Seems to be more so around the holidays, and it's a little over $6, and you get 10 sheets. It's 104 pounds, okay? So we have one of those, and then I cut two ovals out of the white cardstock from Hobby Lobby, the 80-pound white cardstock, okay? And I glued these together, and I put the sparkly piece on the front, making sure everything was even, and then I placed a heavy book on it, allowed it to dry, and this is what it turned out like. I took the fine side of the sanding block, I love this sanding block, by the way, and evened it out all the way around, okay? And it turned out really nice. It smoothed everything down. Okay, so now we have two very nice bases. Okay, so for my ornament, I wanted a cute little bird image that I could set on a branch, and so I found these adorable little birds on Etsy. It's a digital download, and you get 12 different bird images. And so I bought these for $2.25, and I'll show you some of them. I thought this was really cute, and I'll use these images in other things as well. And here's another one. And of course I printed all these out on Epson presentation paper in matte, okay? And I've used this before. I've showed you how I really like the print on this paper. And then the one I'm using today is this little owl image, and I'm not going to keep the house because I just want the bird, like I said, to set on the branch. And so what I'm going to do is just going to kind of rough cut this like that. And if you don't want to watch me do this part, that's fine. You can skip on ahead. And so I have a scrap piece of 80-pound cardstock. It's white cardstock. And I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and just kind of put this all around like that. And stick this in a corner. I'm going to allow this to dry thoroughly because I'll be fussy cutting this. But before I start doing the fussy cutting, once it dries, I'm going to be using this self-laminating sheets just on the top, okay? And it's adhesive. I've showed you this before. The brand is Hashi, and I got this on Amazon. And I'll make sure to put the links to this seller on Etsy. The seller's name is Pixel Fusion Graphics, and it's all one word. And I'll put links to all the other different things that I use too, such as this, and you know, any other links that I mentioned. So we'll go ahead and allow this to dry, and then I will put the self-laminating sheet on the top, okay, and then we'll start fussy cutting. Okay, so I put the laminate on top, as you can see, okay, and I'm going to take my little detail scissors. You need a pair of really good sharp detail scissors, and I like the scissors by Fiskars. Sometimes they call them precision scissors as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by going around the wing, and I tend to use the back of my scissors more when I'm cutting. I stop and put the image towards the back of my scissors, and it seems to give me more control when I'm cutting. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how I have the back part of the scissor against the image, and then I'm cutting, and I put the back part of my scissors again on the image like this. It just seems to give me a little more control. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm going with it. Okay, so I'm going to go around the little pom-pom. I'm going to cut this off. I don't like any excess on there because it bothers me when I'm trying to cut. I don't know why, it just does. And like this. And I'm not too worried about the pom-pom because I'm probably gonna cover that part with some type of pom-pom or something. Okay, gonna cut around. There's only 2 little toes showing on the other one that I can see. Go around that. around this. Okay, so this is what we have here. I'm going to try to fix this one. This part right here. I have to be careful around there, because I don't want to cut anything off, you know, any other part of the scarf. Okay, so I think I did pretty good. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a little foam mount on the back of the little bird. Okay. And I got this from the Dollar Tree. It's in the hardware section, and it's the super glue foam mounting tape. I'm going to put a piece right here. Okay, now I'm going to set this little bird aside for a moment. Okay, right here. And we're going to take this part of our base, all right, and we're going to glue a little trim around the edge, okay? And I'm using this mini pom-pom trim in white from Hobby Lobby. I've already used quite a bit of it. Regular price $2.99, and you find this in the fabric section. You get 3 yards, okay? And I've used this before, but I'm just going to take the plain part of the cardstock and put the glue on that part so it shows from the front. Okay, so I'm going to take some Fabri-Tac. Let me pull some of this out here, and I'm just going to do a little section at a time. Want this right along the edge. And just gonna put this on around. You want it to show in the front. Like that. Okay, and let's get some more glue. Oh. Alright. Put some more glue right here around the edges. All the way down here. And just gonna follow this all along. I'm kind of looking from the front too, because you want to make sure that those little pom-poms are right up against the edge there. Okay, and so we're going to need to cut this off probably about here, and then I'll decide from that point what I need to do in order to make it look good. You see, you don't want to crowd this too much. I think I'm just going to cut this pom-pom off right here at the end, and put this underneath here and kind of bring this together. Okay, I need more glue, I think, to do that, because yeah, I'm going to set this down here and put a little more glue right there. Okay, then we can kind of pull that together. Okay. Alright. So we're going to allow this to dry a little. Okay. And then once it dries, we'll put a foam mount on the back of this and glue it onto the gold base. Alright, so we're going to allow that to dry for just a few minutes. Okay, so you really want that glue just right on the edge when you're pushing these pom-poms like this in the front. Okay, so it'll stay. But I think this turned out cute. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to glue a little branch down. Okay, you can use anything you want. You can use the green pine branches, or you can use a piece from a Christmas pick. They've got a lot of different types of picks at Hobby Lobby, and I showed you one where I cut off all the pieces, and this was shedding really badly, and I sprayed the glossy Mod Podge spray, gave it a few squirts on the top, and so I didn't have any problem with any more shedding of the glitter. And I think I showed that to you in my Christmas announcement video. So we could do this and glue the little bird on this one right here, or we can use this one that doesn't have glitter, but it's a pretty gold color like that. I kind of like that branch. I think I'm going to cut these two pieces off though, because they're kind of sticking up there. But yeah, let's use this one. And like I said, you can use any little bit or piece of Christmassy stuff. Okay, and so I think I'm going to use a little bit of fabric tack to glue that down. I want to make sure that I can set him on the branch, so I'll probably place this more towards the bottom. Yeah, I think that would look good. So just going to put a little bit of fabric tack in certain places here, and of course we want it run along here, maybe here. Okay. Alright, so let's glue this about here, I think. Whatever sticks, sticks. Okay. Not like that. And put our little bird right here. And so we're going to peel. Remember we put that foam mount on the back? We're going to peel that off. But I'm also going to add a little fabric tack to this, even though it's super sticky. I still want to do that. Okay. And you can use any little bird image. I don't want you to think that you have to buy an image and do all this. You can cut a really cute bird image from Christmas cards or tags, or find, you know, really cute little bird stickers. Just make sure that they have their little feet where you can, you know, place them on the branch. I guess you could do it without the feet like this. They could be tucked under, but I just thought this looked really cute. Now I was thinking about, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this yet. I was thinking about taking some of the 4mm flat back rhinestones and using the clear Elmer's glue, maybe gluing a few of these just around the top to make it look like snow. Not a whole lot, but maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 little rhinestones on each side. I might do that yet, so let me get my Elmer's clear glue. Okay, so I wanted you to know that you have a lot of different options. You can use, you know, the art glitter glue. You can use the jewelry glaze that I showed you that I purchased at Walmart for $3 and something cents. It was close to $4 a bottle. This will dry clear. Or you can use just the clear Elmer's glue and a toothpick, which is what I'm going to do today. You might be asking, well, why don't you just use the Fabri-Tac? Well, you can, but the Fabri-Tac is a lot thicker, and it dries clear, but you can, if you're not careful, you can make a mess around the edges, so I don't want to do that. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of spin my toothpick in it like this, and just put a little dot here. And you know, I have to do this one at a time so I can see what I'm doing. Because the fact that this is clear, here we go. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay. Yeah, I want to be able to see what I'm doing. If I just put a whole bunch of clear dots, then by the time I get to it to put one of these on it, I may not be able to find it. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so we're just going to do that one by one, and I won't sit here and make you watch me do this because that would be painful. But I will put this second one on right here, and I'll put about 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5 on each side, okay? And then we'll be back. Okay, so it did go much quicker when I went off camera because I wasn't trying to see behind the camera, and so I just copied on this side what I did here. I put 5 little rhinestones on each one, and they're still wet, and so I don't want to pick it up because they'll slide down. So we're going to allow this to dry, but I am going to work on the little pom-pom while this is laying flat. And I have a choice. I can use a little blue pom-pom. Now I know that's sticking up, but we'll fix that if we choose that. Or the little white one, like that. I think I want to go for the blue, but as you can see, it's a little large. So we have to be careful with this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half, and I know that when I cut it in half, I'm going to have to hold it because this is going to want to fall apart, okay? So I'll show you what I mean. Okay. Alright, now I'm just going to hold it because I'm going to take some of this Fabri-Tac glue, and I'm going to put a little bit just right here on this, and then I'm going to turn this around. Oh, I'm making a mess. Okay. And I'm just going to put this on like that. See how it's falling apart? I'm going to place this in a little ball like that. Okay, try to form it in one. It's a little flatter though anyway. Make a little fuzz ball for him. A flat little fuzz ball. Okay. There we go. And see, I think it turned out cute, and it's a little more flattened. Now if you want, you can go back in and trim this up around the edges. Some might come completely off, which is fine. All right. Pick all the excess off. There we go. So it looks more like a little ball now. And see, shouldn't fall off. Ah, what am I doing? Okay. All right, so we're going to allow this to completely dry, and then we'll be back. Oh my goodness. Okay, so originally my idea was to put a foam mount on the back and have it raised a little bit like this, but honestly I don't think it needs it, because with that palm trim and everything, it's already raised. So I'm just going to glue it flat on the base like that with some of my Fabri-Tac glue. Alright, so you're going to want to turn this over and just put glue everywhere you can see. Put some up here on that trim too. And be careful where you put it. You want it right in the center, okay? Right in the center. Okay. I think it's going to stick just fine. Okay, so I think I like it like that. So I'm taking one of these gold bales that I bought from Hobby Lobby. You can find them in the jewelry making section where all the findings are, and they sell them in silver and gold. I think they're a bag of 6, and if you get them half off, this is the Jewelry Shop brand, it'll run you about $1.99. So I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac right here, but I'm going to be careful not to put too much, because I don't want it to come out on the edges of the bale, because remember I told you that if you get any glue on this, it won't come off and it'll look like a mess. You don't want that. So we're just going to put, I think, a little bit right here, and I'm going to use my mat here to kind of line things up, and then I'll come in with this like that. I think, yeah, I think that's just about right. So I'm going to allow this to dry. Just going to keep it sitting down like that, and once that dries thoroughly, we'll be back. I was also thinking, I have these little berries, and I don't know, should I add 3 little berries to the corner like that, or do you think that would just kind of throw things off? I'm not sure. Well, you know what, maybe I'll just go for it. I'm going to take some Fabri-Tac and put it right here, and I hope that I'm not making a mistake doing this. Sometimes it's hard to tell because there's a fine line between giving it just enough and overdoing it. So I'm going to allow that to dry, I think, and then yeah, I need a little more glue on that one side, I think. I'm going to pick this up, put some glue there. Gotta be careful, I don't want to get any glue on that gold. Alright. Then, yeah, I think it's cute. Alright, so we're going to allow everything to dry, and then I'm going to come back and put a little ribbon through the top. Okay, so I have this pretty organza ribbon, and I got a ton of this stuff from Temu. It's dirt cheap, and I cut about 14 inches. So I'm just going to fold this right here and slip it through the bail, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of Fabri-Tac and glue those pieces together here. Okay, just a minute, I'll pay attention to you. Oh my gosh. Okay, and I'm going to allow this to dry, and then once it dries, I'm going to move this around to where that part is hidden in here, okay? But I'm going to let it dry completely before I do that. Okay, so as you can see, I slid where I glued these two pieces together at the bottom here. And so I kind of wanted a tiny little faux bow, so I just took this ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I cut 3 pieces at about 2.5 inches. Alright, and I'm just going to stack them all together like that. Then I'm going to take one of these clear little rubber bands, and you use these for little braids in your hair. And I use the I did buy some that were from the Dollar Tree, but they weren't all that great, so I got a different brand, and I can't remember what that brand was. Might have been Goody, I'm not sure. So all I did was I'm taking this rubber band and I'm wrapping it right here in the center, okay? Probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. And then I'm just going to kind of push the rubber band to the center, and then I'm going to even these up. Now I know we're cutting it a little shorter than the 2.5 inches I told you, but that's fine. Just make sure that it's about the same length on each side, like that. Maybe cut a little off here. So we have about like that, and then I'm just going to spread these out at the ends like that. Do the same thing with these. Yeah. Until we have a little faux bow. That looks somewhat like this. Okay, and it should, there you go. The more you work with it, the more it'll do what you want it to do. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue that right here at the top. Alright, and let me get my Fabri-Tac. And I'm going to put it all the way across like this. like that. And then I think I'm going to get a little, might get a little rhinestone, a little clear one, put it in the middle there. Okay. Okay, so this is the same rhinestone as the little rhinestone snowflakes, only larger. And I bought these rhinestones from Hobby Lobby, and I saved they're hanging up, and generally they'll have them for half off when all of the boxed jewelry is half off, which is about twice a month, and so you pay half that price. It's called Bead Design Company. Okay, and that's where I got all of these, so they all match. 4mm. I think these are 8mm, and then the larger ones. Not sure what these are. I think these are 10mm. So that's it right here. I really hope you enjoyed this project. I know it was a little long, but next week's project is going to be a little different. It's not an ornament, but it's going to be beautiful, and I think you guys will absolutely love it. So I'm excited about that. I'm expecting my package to come in where I had to reorder that one component because of Kitty playing with my craft supplies and unable to find it. But it will be coming in tomorrow, the package will be, so I'll be working on that video for next Friday. So I'll see you then, and thank you so much for sticking with me and for going through this process with me. I hope you enjoyed it. So you take care, and God bless you, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.